So we were talking about self-effort, no? Guidance for self-effort. Anything from yesterday? Anybody remembers anything from yesterday? Yeah, correct. What else? Yes. What else? बोलो बोलो. Dhanya, anything you remember? Fruits of the self-effort of the past. Mm. Going beyond likes and dislikes. It was good, no? That what happens when we are caught up in dislikes. What else? Different types of Maya. Three types. Mohamaya, Yogamaya, and Mahamaya. And Mohamaya has four components. Where we get stuck? Putreshna in the progeny, first. Second, Vitteshna in the material things that we own or money. And what was the third one? Lokeshna, what people will think about us. And the fourth, Jiveshna, getting too much attached to our own life. Good, what else? Chavni, anything you remember? Shuffling between work and this? Anu? Because of the correct. Whatever is happening now is result of the past actions. And how I respond or react now will determine the future. And no action can be without any consequence. And no life can be without action. बहुत बार many times people feel that becoming free of karma means not doing anything. No life can exist without doing. At least we are breathing. At least we are eating. So the society, nature is providing. Society means people. Somebody is putting some effort. So no life can be without action. And no action can be without consequence. Now, every action has some limited choices, consequences. Not, for example, we all have come today here either by car, by bus, by train, by walking, but nobody has come by flight. So that choice is not available. So we have certain freedom because of whatever we have done, but it is not unlimited choices. Is it making sense? So whatever choices we have, lot of choices are there. We are free to choose the choice, but whatever we will choose will have its own consequence. Suppose you are traveling from here to, let's say, a long flight, India, or maybe Berlin, or maybe Paris. What are the choices? You can go by road, by your own car, or rented car. You can take a bus, you can take train, you can take flight, you can go by walking also. That is your choice. But whatever you will choose has its own fixed implication. Is it making sense? Suppose you book a train ticket. You are free to choose the ticket. Second, what classes are here? Second class and first class. You are free to book the ticket, but the moment you book the ticket, who is sitting beside you, behind you, in front of you, that's not in your control. And accordingly, the meaning is the surroundings are not in your control then. It will have certain impact on you. If suppose small kids are there and they're crying all the time, some people may not enjoy that. But what happens, we forget that everything is there for limited time only. The journey itself is very limited, no? Similarly, when you start developing this attitude, this life is also limited only. So whatever you have chosen, you, like you are here in Bayreuth, most of us from somewhere else. You're from Bayreuth. You are also coming from. So you have chosen. You came here. Now whatever is here is also there for a limited time. So no action is without its own expiry date. And every action has limited consequences. And all the choices are limited. The choices increase when we get more and more in touch with our own self. The seventh, I think everybody was listening yesterday. Seventh layer, the layers of existence, body, breath. Gross and breath is the link between subtle and the gross. Subtle is mind, intellect, memory, ego, and the self, the subtlest. So when we get in touch with the self again and again, more and more awareness open, because self is the most powerful thing. If we can say thing, the most powerful thing. What else? So never think about that you can be free of any karma or action. Don't run away from action. Follow the guidelines, then karma becomes more and more evolved. So I'm playing again a video. I'm in audio. So now recently in US also, I think I shared with some of you also. Science is also saying that understand this also, like the space between us is not dull, not inert. It has intelligence. That's why whatever you say, everybody can hear the same thing. Whatever I'm saying, you are listening to the same thing. If it is inert, if it is not intelligent, it will not pass through anything. We have to understand. How do we analyze, interpret? That's our job. But the space around us is intelligence itself. Now science is saying intelligence is everywhere. Our mind is just the receiver. If you remember, I think even now when we are tuning the radio, we have to tune it. Like 90.3 is the FM channel, 90.2 it will do make some sound, static noise. So you tune and then fine tune. So our brain is the receiver only. Now this intelligence is giving us knowledge all the time. But because our mind is not purified, the knowledge gets diluted, impure. How purified? What will be the opposite of purified? Not diluted, distorted, polluted. Yeah, you understand what is happening. Because our mind is not purified, the knowledge gets polluted. That's why things get so much bad. So by knowledge and practice, what we do is we purify our mind. Mind here means mind, intellect, memory and ego both. All the four. Mind is basically data collecting agent. It simply keeps collecting the data in the modern terminology. Intellect keeps interpreting it is the processor that we have. Now this processor has very high capability, but when it is polluted, it has very serious limitations. And memory is simply the storehouse of whatever we have, the data has been collected. If some strong emotions get attached to the data out of analysis, then it will go to the memory. And you remember now we talked about fear, anger, hatred, greed, craving, aversion are very strong emotions which will make the data stick in the memory. And love also. Generally mind does not go much for that side. And memory, when we get access to self again and again, memory has everything, literally everything. From the beginning of creation till here, everything is there stored in the memory. But because the mind has got so much polluted, it is all covered. So when we read scriptures, it mentions three kinds of what will be the right word? Veil. In Sanskrit, it is called avarna. Cover or veil. You are good with English, no? Yes. Veil. So the first veil is called mala, bodily impurities. So the first veil is mala. At the level of the body, what are the obstacles, impurities? Second is called vikshepa. Vikshepa means mental, the veil on the mind, or how to say, mental impurities. The third is mala, vikshep, avarna. No, avarna is avarna. Avarna is all three. Anyway, just missing. You remember correctly, avarna it is. And this is the veil on the soul. Avarna only. This is the veil on the soul. We have, by our self-effort, we are supposed to take care of this and this. Now, can we take care of each and everything? As the master is saying, it is very much possible. If you are putting 100%, being 100% in the present, it has a possibility that you can overcome everything from past. And have people done that? Yes. So it is doable. But we have to be very, very strong with our willpower. No laziness at all. Not even a single day, single time. Vikshepa also, Same. Through knowledge and meditation, it is possible. This only by the grace of the master can be removed. The thing is, until unless we put our effort here and here, 100%. 100% when I say, I mean two things, sincerity and honesty. We may not be able to overcome each and everything here, but if we are sincere and if we are honest, then when time comes, master simply gives the push. Where we are not able to, that is the importance of the master. But if there is no sincerity, no honesty, then why should anybody be given extra favor? None of us are special, everybody is special. In the eyes of the nature, nobody is special, everybody is special. It just looks for honesty and sincerity. So our ultimate effort, you have to put everything, every bit of your effort has to be there. Then, okay, this person is getting stuck. Let me help. So here comes, we'll go more, but so every self effort or whatever fruit we get is because of three factors. Or three factors control the result, the fruit. First one is self effort, which we have been talking. So whatever we had discussed since 2 days, what is the most important factor in self effort that we need to take care? Okay. What else? Right self effort, consistency. Self effort has to be consistent. It cannot be that one day you take leave. Not possible. That's why remember now, Patanjali says, Setudirgha Kal Nairantar. Setudirgha Kal, for everybody it is different. What is Setudirgha Kal? Second factor, time. So first is self-effort. Self-effort needs consistency. Second thing is time. Now, what does the time needs from us? Patience. And then comes grace. What the grace needs from us? Faith, gratitude. Now, can we control the time? No. We don't know what is the right time for the fruit of the action. So what we need? Patience. It can be next minute or next year, we don't know. So time is not in our control. Can we control the grace? No. So what is in our control? Only thing that we are left with is self-effort. That is why Master is saying, just focus on your self-effort, nothing else. When we are consistent, there is honesty. What Patanjali also says, Setudirkal, Nairantar, consistently, Satkara Sevita, with honor and respect. When it is there, then whatever is not possible by our self-effort, grace will simply make it happen. Otherwise, Self-effort, and self-effort. No option, no choices.
Does it also go along with discipline?
Yeah. Discipline, yes, of course. And everybody has certain discipline. Everybody should have more discipline. Whatever you choose to do and not to do, both should have discipline. Now, we are talking about normal circumstances. If something extreme is happening in the surroundings, our routine can change. That is okay. Suppose flood is happening, we can't be sitting and doing sadhana when people are in trouble. We need to act also. That time it is okay, but normal circumstances, discipline has to be there. Consistency has to be there.
Is consistency same like having routines?
Consistency means whatever you have decided to do, it is done without any break. No weekends, no holidays. Today is 1st May, so you can't take a holiday. It has to be there.
So like a routine.
Yeah, it is almost like a routine. But when we talk about routine, Marcus, no, you said, what happens that honor, that love starts to dry up. The juice then starts to. Generally, this is what is. That is why. Yeah, that is why then it becomes like more mechanical. Have you seen? That's why our job also is work is mostly mechanical. There is no juice in it. That's what Patanjali also saying. He is also saying Satkar with honor, with love. You have to keep doing it. That is why. Routine, discipline, but with love and respect, both. Now, again, something very interesting. Now, Master is saying, because of past life actions, Shravani, if you'll sit like this, nothing will go inside. First day I did not say anything. You also, Ashwini. No, Vajrasan is okay. If we keep like this, we are mostly getting lost in our own mind and nothing fresh will go inside. Just take care. He's saying because of your past life actions, two types of tendencies you get. Now we have no choices over the tendencies. One is called pure tendency, one is impure. It is there. You cannot choose between the two. But you can choose which one to nourish, which one not to nourish. This is the choice we all have. For example, I call it like more like programming. Our tendencies keep programming us all the time. For example, I have a male body. Now, why I have a male body? Because of past actions. Why I was born where I was born? Because of past action. Now, because I have a male body, by nature, intellect and ego will be more dominant. You have a female body, by nature, feelings, emotions will be more dominant. This cannot be changed. Is it making sense? So, but when you become aware, when you go into wisdom, you can take care of it. Like many of you feel like you're not so much emotionally swayed all the time. I think after doing sadhana, what do you think, Danya? So what is it is making you more stable. Emotions are what? Very fluid. Similarly, we have ego. It is there, intellect dominant. But when we do practices, we follow wisdom, what happens? This ego and this intellect is not so much dominant anymore. It becomes very flexible. But it is there, you can't change it. Those who have gone through Ayurveda, I think almost all of us except Marcus. So in Marcus, in Ayurveda, people have, they say there are three qualities which are dominant. Either one is dominant in everybody. One is fire, one is water, one is air. We all know from where this has come, from past actions. Now, if fire is dominant naturally, that person doesn't need many reasons to get angry. He or she can get angry very easily without any reason also. It is there. Fire, the nature of fire is like that. No, some people in the house, everywhere you will see, they don't need much reason. At the most, just keep them hungry for half an hour and you see how does it things start to happen. It is there, you can't do it. At the same time, those people who are very strong in fire, they like to meditate. Why? Because meditation gives ultimate relief from fire. It is there. Now, if you nurture meditation, your anger will be gone, 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 and gone. And like, hey, अपने ऊपर ध्यान दो. Keep focus on yourself. Huh? Like if you are, like some of you are born in, there some of them are born in one particular part of India. They eat more spicy food, even more spicy. So why you have got this? Because of your past. Now that you know, oh, this will heat you more up. Yes, it will spices, not spices, specifically more what we call spicy hot. Heat excites the senses. And the more excited senses are, more difficult to control. So that's why we need things which cool down the body. Now that you know, because you got all this because of the past actions. Now make a fresh choice. So he is saying very clearly, because of past actions, you get two types of tendencies, pure and impure, and you have no choice over it. You can only choose to nurture which one you want to nurture or nourish. For example, I am Pitta person, I know this. So for me, getting angry was very irritated, very easy. But when I started meditating more and more, things changed. Now getting angry is very tough. You understand how things change, but it is 100% your effort. Now we will see how our tendencies, more about our tendencies. Huh? Because I have the mic, I will read it. So listen to this very carefully. This one thing can change everything in life. So the topic of this knowledge sheet is tendencies and influences. What? Tendencies and influences. So this is this book, Marcus. It's by Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji. He is known as the peace ambassador in the world, teaching meditation, wisdom. So he's saying life moves by dual factors: inner tendencies and outer influences. Inner tendencies form your attitudes and behavior. So just imagine what tendencies are doing. Our attitude and behavior is because of the tendencies we already have. While external influences make strong impressions in your mind. Now listen to the next sentence very carefully. Often your tendencies generate external situations. What is happening in your life around you? Who is the creator? Your own tendencies. So much so that even people that come into your life are many times attracted by your tendencies. If you like smoking, they always find smokers always find a group, their friends. And situations around you can form tendencies within you. This is what is called karma. Because of your tendency, things are happening around you. For example, in Germany it is also there, in India it is also there. Everywhere it is there. Like, oh, what are the reasons? Bavaria and in Germany? And every region has some opinion about the other reason behind. It is there, right? And imagine now Bavarians will talk about like this. Oh, people from these regions are like this. And one person does something and they will make an interpretation like that and they say, see, I told you, no, people are like that. You understand? Your tendencies make you see things which is already there inside. You are not seeing what is there. You see what is already here. And then you say, see, I told you, and then it makes it even more stronger. And this is the cycle of karma. When it is complete, then you are trapped in it. You again and again, again and again. See, this is how the world is. People are like that only. And everywhere I go, I keep listening to these things. You know, Bulgarians are like that. As if they know each and every Bulgarian. They have done all the survey and they know that everyone is like that only. This is what tendencies do. And because we do not take responsibility that our own tendencies are creating, doing this in our life, we are trapped. The tendencies from within and influences from outside can both be either beneficial or harmful, which Yoga Vasistha also saying. Now, it is awareness that filters the outer negative influences, and it is awareness that corrects and annihilates the unhealthy inner tendencies. You remember we are talking about awareness since the first day. Even in what was that talk, no? That day also we started with awareness. Awareness, how we filter the tea, no? That is the thing. If awareness is not there, everything will come down. This awareness is called jnana, wisdom. Wisdom is not what is written in the book, what the master says. For example, when we learn that if I put my finger into fire, it will burn. This is not knowledge. Knowledge is now I have become aware that if I am doing that, I will burn. You understand? Awareness. Yesterday we talked that whatever is happening is because of our past actions. Now, awareness. Yes, it is a fact. No more blaming anybody or anything. This awareness is called wisdom. So, purpose of meditation, reading books, listening to masters is to increase our awareness of how things are. The purpose of education is to develop the awareness. Why to develop the awareness? So that you can be selective about your tendencies and influences. Now, again, very critical point. It is practically impossible to resist the external influences and the inner tendencies without raising one's consciousness. How will you raise your consciousness? Tell me. He is saying it's practically impossible to have this filter without raising one's consciousness. How will you raise the consciousness? Say something. Knowledge. You need to practice, soak mind into knowledge. Then only, no? How much we are aware is more than small kids. Why? Because we have put mind into knowledge. Whatever knowledge. More awareness. So raising the consciousness. Now, eating, drinking, sleeping is not going to help. Everybody in the world is eating, drinking, sleeping. We are eating, drinking, sleeping. I mean, daily routine, what we do, everybody is doing since the person is born. It is not helping. You need to raise your consciousness, and to raise your consciousness, you need to raise your prana level. Can you expect a person, prana means energy, and more subtler form, life force energy. Can you expect a person with low life force energy, low prana, low energy to be very highly aware? Can you expect that person? Anyone? Can you imagine? Person has very low energy and very high awareness? Not possible. It is directly connected. Higher prana, higher level of awareness. Now, how to raise the prana level? Same. How to raise the energy level? Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, you need to take care of your food, because otherwise this will, food is very major factor here. So take care of the food. What kind of food you eat? What kind you do not eat? Listen to your body and mind. After having food, you should feel good. That is very important. Now, this raising the consciousness, he is saying this can be gradual or sudden. And that is how a human being has both free will and destiny. For example, for some people, like we all have seen and you will see, somebody is very regular smoker, and that person does some practice and immediately smoking is gone. But many people, they come and they are not able to give up smoking. So for some people it is gradual, some people it is sudden. Why it is gradual and why it is sudden? Only awareness and impeccable devotion Awareness and impeccable devotion. So when I read this for the first time, I thought, why he is not saying just devotion? Why impeccable devotion? Can you distinguish between devotion and impeccable devotion? Think about it. What is impeccable devotion? Why not simply having devotion? Advait, Shubham, you can also share. Rohini, think what changes with having a devotion which is impeccable. Why not simply devotion? Yeah, but how it is different? Devotion and impeccable devotion. Comparative study always helps. So how it changes? How things change when you have impeccable devotion and you have devotion?
I think
Yes.
impeccable devotion implies 100% surrender and faith, like 100% belief, surrender, and faith.
Okay. What else? See, somebody has written a message. Maybe Rohini. Unshakable devotion. Yeah. So what does unshakable devotion means? If things happen good, everything is fine. If things are not happening good, then check your devotion then. There is no God. There is no justice in the world. You see, this is not devotion. That is why he's saying impeccable devotion. Even if the whole world keeps crashing down on you, you still keep your devotion. Then only things change. Otherwise, our devotion is like fresh breeze of air, comes and goes, comes and goes. How many times we have been doubtful about nature, intelligence, divinity, personally, at personal level also, at the world level also. That's why you remember yesterday I said, even if things are not making sense, just say that it's not making sense, but I trust. You cannot doubt the nature or divinity and move ahead in life. It's not possible. And none of us are kids here anymore. We have seen many things so called not going right in life, many things going wrong in our life. But now, whatever I was talking yesterday, and now understand there is nothing wrong happening in life. Whatever is happening because of our own doings of the past. We cannot call it wrong and then move ahead in life. You don't like it, it is painful, it's perfectly all right. Do what you can do. But you cannot blame the nature for bringing you the fruit, and then not everyone likes mango, not everyone likes apple. If your grandfather has planted a apple, lots of apple trees, and you don't like apple, oh, it is all. But that does not mean that it is a wrong thing that is happening. Very simple, no? And if somebody likes apple, oh, so good, so nice, it's not going to help. So if something is happening in life which you don't like, you will prefer not to happen. It is perfectly normal, but you cannot keep calling it wrong and move ahead in life. If you want to change things, work for it. That is why self-effort. And when people around you are also not in wisdom, it becomes more difficult. Oh, nature is so unkind to you. People make such kinds of, oh, God is so unfair to you. See, you are in so much difficulty. And your own close and loved ones say these things. What will you do? So your own, so awareness and impeccable devotion. Only two things matter to overcome our own tendencies and outer influences. For awareness, raising the consciousness, for raising the consciousness, raising the energy level, keeping it high. We can raise it very easily through pranayama and Sudarshan Kriya meditation, but don't let it come down again and again, again and again. Keep it there, keep it stable. That's why we need to practice continuously. Then what happens? These levels start to sustain at a certain level. Then again going high, remain there. Again going high, remain there. So becoming more and more stable again and again. And devotion, which simply believes in the nature. Or if you believe in God, you can call it God. Doesn't matter what name we say, it is same. And again I'm reminding, nature has, what Gurudev has been saying, nature has infinite intelligence. From a single cell, the whole system has grown up. Why? What happened? It was not like somebody injected some drug into the cell and that cell started to divide itself, became such a big body with so much of intelligence. It means intelligence is the foundation on which this creation is happening all the time. We need to trust the intelligence. Not every time the intelligence brings up, like we have seen handicapped kids, no, from childhood, mentally retarded. But nature has its own intelligence. Why it is doing that? Nature knows. We cannot know. Having a faith. So I'm just sharing two examples have come into mind. That has helped me a lot to see beyond what we see. So there is a doctor, now she's quite old, child specialist. Her name is Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She's from Switzerland but now practicing in US. So one day her mother was living alone in US. Father had already passed away. One day she received a call that her mother got paralytic attack. So she rushed back, and when she came and saw, she was devastated. Her mother was completely paralyzed. She cannot move even this much. And her mother has been very kind person, always helping others, always, every day helping somebody for something and not taking nothing from anybody, never taking anything. And this Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, she is very spiritual, meditates daily. She was devastated, she was crying, and then she sat in meditation. She writes that she literally fought with her God, whatever it means. That how can you do such a thing to my mother? She has always been kind, never took anything from anybody. So she writes that then after some time she went into very deep meditation, trance, how we say, no? And suddenly a voice came. What do you want? Your mother to be born handicapped in next birth? She was like, what? No. So then this voice explains that this life, any life, is not only about giving, and it is also not only about taking. Love is not only giving, love is not only about taking. Your mother gave so much, but she refused to receive the love. Now she has no choice but to receive love and care. If not this lifetime, she would have born as a handicapped person. Imagine the planning of the nature beyond our imagination. When I read this, no, I was still in art of living, doing surveys and everything. But if anybody will say, I will do this for you, I will say, no, no. After reading this, I will say, okay, okay, do whatever you want to do. I understood that it's not only about giving all the time. Love is both. How gracefully you accept things. And then I, of course, because Gurudev is there, I asked him, anybody would like to give him anything, how lovingly he accepts everything. Even a small rose is very precious to him. So this is, again I'm saying, things will not make sense to us logically. Have faith. Nature knows how to plan, what to plan. So these things made me very clear. Not everything has to make sense logically. That's why we need to go beyond the intellect and trust. Intellect, because of its analytical nature, brings doubt, confusions. And then she went back very happy. Imagine your mom is in such condition and you are so quite calm and happy also because you understand something very deeper. Another example is he is also now very old, American psychologist. So after doing MBBS, he was deciding, shall I go for medicine, surgery, or what? And then he suddenly chose psychiatry. And then he was, after finishing his masters, he helped many people recover. Then one day a patient came to him, and more than 1.5 years, and that patient shows no signs of recovery at all. And he still persisted, something will happen. No, no, absolutely not a single sign that she is getting better. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And one day, while taking her sessions, it felt like she has gone very deep into meditation. And she is sharing as if she is seeing herself somewhere else. He understood she's talking about her past lives. Now he is a Catholic Christian. And simply there is no concept of past and future life. So he was like, how can I accept this? What is happening? How do I know? And then she started to recover very fast. And he is confused what to believe, what not to believe, because but she is showing all signs of recovering. It She was becoming like a child again, so fresh in the body and mind, and he was still not sure what to do, said to believe or not. So one day again she went into his patient went into deep meditation, and then a voice came, and that voice is talking to him. He is saying you need to trust. We are bringing this to you because you are supposed to take this message to the world. He is again not sure. How do I trust? So then that voice tells him an incident from his life which only he says he knew, his wife knew, and a doctor knew. Only three person in the whole world knew about it. So what had happened? He and his wife met in college. They were still not married, and his wife got pregnant. So finally, she delivered a baby, and that baby's heart was inverted. Now, I don't know what physically it means, medically, but he says the medical science says it happens once in a billion cases, not even a million. The whole heart is inverted, and that time, no, 60, 70 years back, medical science was not so advanced, so his child could not be saved. Because his child died within few hours, he was so sad for medicine and surgery, about medicine and surgery, that if my child cannot be saved by medicine and surgery, why should I go and study this? And he becomes a psychiatrist. And this voice says, that soul, because you were inclining towards medicine and surgery, that soul decided to take birth and change your mind. Imagine. You understand what happened actually? So that his mind can change from this side to this side, because he was supposed to work on the field of psychology, psychiatry. And then he finally trusted the whole thing. Later on, he wrote a book also. His name is Dr. Brian Weiss. Many Lives, Many Masters. One of the most famous books. So, can you imagine how nature is planning things beyond all logical conclusions? Somebody's child dying, now it's such a painful thing to happen to anybody, but nature was planning something, and because he was not going according to the plan to change his mind, so many things has to happen. Found it? So again, the point is impeccable devotion. No matter how things are looking in apparently, just say it's not making any logical sense, but I trust. This will make you so strong that nothing will shake. And as a human being, self effort is incomplete without service. Now I'm sharing the third story. Almost unbelievable. You see the photo? He is oh, हमारे यहाँ that आरती we sing. You remember the आरती? Om Jai Jagdi. There is a in every puja in India. After every puja, there's a small bhajan is there. In that bhajan, there comes a name, Kahat Shivanand Swami. So he was a saint. He was born in early 1900. So he at those days he became an MBBS doctor. He traveled to Malaysia, Singapore, all these places, serving people, serving. And at the age of around 32, 33, he got enlightened. So he is sharing his story. In the previous birth, he was born to a parents, both parents were meditators. So he got into meditation from early age. So what he will do? He will just meditate all day. When he is hungry, in India, those days, still, but those days, even the meditators, specifically ascetics, monks, were highly respected. So he will come down. He was living in the upper Himalayas. He will come down to the villages. People will give him food. He will eat. He will go back, meditate. He will come down, have food, go. So one day he got enlightened. He was free. But when now don't ask me to give logical things about this. This is what he is sharing. So when the consciousness went back, he was told you have to go back. He was why? So his guardian angel, his spiritual angel, everybody was there, masters, and they said, because in your whole life you have only taken from the society and given absolutely nothing. Life is not only about, you have to be both. And for that, he was born, he became a doctor, he served. Imagine those days there were no planes, going by ship to Singapore, Malaysia, such kind of diseases. You remember, no? Now we don't know malaria, typhoid, God knows what kind of diseases. Those situations, when neither the medicine was developed, neither the society was so evolved, and then he did his all service, nature was very happy, done. And then he formed what is known as Divine Life Society. Before India's independence, he organized a world religious conference. In those days, imagine the kind of work he has done is amazing. So human life, self-effort is very important. Sitting for meditation is a self-effort. Soaking mind into wisdom is self-effort. We have no other choice but to go for self-effort. And in self-effort, we must serve the society in whatever way possible we can, we should. And what this knowledge sheet says, helping someone to raise their consciousness is the highest service. Yes, somebody is hungry, we can feed. But what happens after 3 hours? That person is again hungry, back to square one. Yes, helping such people, but at the same time making them so capable that they can stand on their own. They don't need to depend on anybody. That is what the master's responsibility. He or she, whoever it is making each one of us stand on our own, taking responsibility of our own existence. It's not just about food, was just a very gross example. But if we are dependent on our needs, physical or emotional, on somebody else, something else, it's not going to help. Can we help each other become very strong, become so capable that that person becomes another lighthouse, like that. So becoming strong, keeping our conscious levels high, having impeccable devotion. I have given 3 such amazing examples. Remember these examples. If the events are not making sense, it's perfectly all right. But keeping our devotion intact, no matter what happens in the world. And I'm telling you, it's not easy for anybody in this world. For nobody it is easy. Both my parents lost their life in my hands. I could do nothing, absolutely nothing. What can I do? This is how things are. It happens. This world is a very mysterious place. Why things happen, nobody knows. Yes, somebody knows. Like someone is enlightened, he can access that information. I know, and what happens now when you start walking the path of knowledge, to go deeper into understanding, nature will keep bringing these things. Suddenly started coming to me. I never knew Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross or Dr. Brian Weiss. He's very famous. He is very famous, but I was never interested in. One day I went to somebody's house, this book was there, and I said, okay, can I take this book? And I came to know about this. Then Shivan Swami, he is so famous, but hardly anybody knows about this story. This is how things are. If you go deep into knowledge, nature will make you more and more clear. So awareness, prana level, consciousness level, and impeccable devotion. Very critical. And just remember, often our inner tendencies create situations around us. We are the creators of our own experiences. Just remember this. That is why it is only you who can change things for yourself. How? I'm repeating. Higher prana level, awareness, raising one's consciousness, higher prana level, impeccable devotion. What else? Something else came to mind to share and it went away.
Our tendencies, they are not conscious. You know.
It is there, we are not
There
conscious.
they are.
Yeah, we are
That's
not aware. Thanks.
And if we're not able to see the situations or the creations, I can get aware about this.
When we become,
Yeah,
yeah, when we become aware, we know that this is my creation only. Now you have made a painting and then you say it's not a good. Who has done this painting? Such a rubbish thing. No, then we say, okay, I have made this painting. Next
But
time
this can help.
this will help.
Also, when situations repeat,
Yeah.
mm,
My understanding is if situations are repeating, there is something we are refusing to understand. So nature says, okay, let me teach you again. Let me make you more aware, more aware, more aware. Nature is very kind, always very kind. So it keeps making us aware, more awake, more aware.
this repetition.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes disease is also like bodily
Yeah,
impurity.
both. No?
So it's connected.
If somebody is angry more frequently, body will have its own wear and tear. No? Mind also. It's very natural. If somebody is say more fearful, then it will have its own implications.
So the fear manifests at the mental body, at the emotional
And
level,
then the physical one, then physical. Everything happens first in the subtle, then it manifests itself in the gross. What?
So this is the right way to understand that sometimes when unfavorable or not so happy situations happen, it's also like the place, or it's like a origin of a lot of good things, or I don't know how to express it, but
Yeah. You understand, taking is right, yes. That's why even if things are not logically making sense, so I know a person, his father and mother both were left on his shoulders in the old age. He was left alone by his siblings. So he never felt bitter, but he always said that if you would have received some help, it would have been better naturally. Job, family, and then this. And then he met an astrologer. And this person, because I know him, the astrologer, is very good. And he is very close to me. So he keeps sharing such things. So he got to know in the last life he did not take responsibility of either his mother or father. Now do take full responsibility. Everybody has washed their hands off. No, it is totally your responsibility. He became so quiet and stable after that, even more quieter. Never blamed his siblings for anything. Then said, I understand what I have done. This is how it is. So you never know what is happening, why it is happening. Of course, it looks like his siblings are so unkind and whatever, we can use anything.
Does it have to do with acceptance also?
Marcus, acceptance is very important when the mind is already disturbed. There are two states. One is when we go in deep into knowledge and meditation, mind will not get into disturbance. But when mind is already into disturbance, acceptance is the thing that will bring it back to a calmer, quieter space. So the purpose of knowledge is to not let the mind get into that state. But if it is going there, use the acceptance to come back. That's why yesterday also I shared, beyond acceptance is love. When we talk about acceptance, there is no love. In love, we do not accept anything. In love, you simply love it. So there is nothing called acceptance when you are in love. But when love is not there, then acceptance. And that is why love is beyond acceptance. What else? Anything else? And there is so much in the book, no? Lots of things. But everything is coded. Everything is coded. For example, we have some time now. We have some time. There is a story of a boy. His name is Prahlad. Many of us know the story. So what happens? His father was two brothers, and his uncle became very arrogant and both were kings, something called a tyrant. So his uncle was killed, punished and killed. So his father became very angry that my brother was killed. They were very close. So he in turn became himself a tyrant. That I will punish everybody and everything. God has been very unfair. I will punish the God also. That kind of, he did lots of penance, austerities. He became very powerful. And when this boy was still in his mother's womb, he went to do penance. And the story goes that the angels knew that if his penance will become successful, he will become so powerful that it will become a problem for the whole human society. So they wanted to kill the mother and the child so that this problem at least stops there. But a rishi saved both the mother and the child. So story goes that the mother was taken to a rishi, a saint, his ashram, and she delivered the baby there. And this person, Prahlada, if you know, he was given Diksha, what we call initiation, when he was only 5 years old. And his mother was initiated by Narada. Narada was a rishi, very famous rishi. In India, people know him. Was initiated while he was still in the womb. And then the child also. So what happens when the child starts growing? He becomes very devoted to the divine form. And his father is very angry that I am the all powerful, I am giving you food, shelter, everything. Why you should be worshipping any entity other than me? And he tried to do everything, but this boy will not listen. He's still very small, 7 years, 8 years. So he was punished a lot, beaten at his school. He never said anything. Imagine what I'm saying. He never cursed his father or his teachers despite that. And he was not once punished, he was punished many times. You understand the faith now? Impeccable faith. Then his father tried to kill him 3 times. Once, he ordered his men to throw him off the cliff, but he survived. Second time, he was put among the snakes. He survived. Third time, he was put in a fire and he survived. So this is how the story goes. Now don't try to experiment anything what I am sharing now. Huh? So when he was initiated, he was given mantra, Narayan mantra. So there are 3 different mantras. When those mantras you do with honor and respect, and specifically when initiated by a master, if the mantra becomes active for you, then these 3 situations will not kill you. But the story simply goes, he got initiated, he's doing his japa, he's doing his meditation. So every day from his childhood, he will meditate and do japa. Every day without any break. So by the time he grows up, every mantra started to work for him. And when that mantra starts to work for you, fire will not kill you, snakes will not kill you. If you fall down from height, nothing will happen to you. But if you read the story, I guess some of us know, it will not make sense how he is saved every time. It is a miracle. This is the mantra of the miracle of the mantra. And this story is there. So this is how the book is sharing all the stories. We need to not only read and little bit of contemplation, and if you are meditating regularly, the stories will start revealing the secrets. Otherwise, read the stories, have fun. It is like that. Sayama is also there, but very higher Sayama. Sayama is a particular practice. Some of us have done that. Only me, you have done, Dhanya? Okay, you have also done. After a certain level, you can do this practice also. Then you get access to the subtle world also. Sayama is also there in the book, but again, it's not written like this is Sayama. Pasav, na? What else? You are eligible. You have done Sahaj and silence, no? How many silence program you have done? 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do Sayama. It happens online also. It's a course. You have not done Sayama? Then do it. How many days it is? 3 days?
5 days, Swamiji.
5 days. Full day program. It happens online also, physical also. Physically, different cities, countries, it happens. You will get the schedule. And in May also, I think it is happening somewhere. I just saw today. In July, Copenhagen is hosting one. This much I know. Other than that, I don't.
In Poland, Swamiji, in Warsaw, it's happening.
When?
20th May.
20th May.
And there is another one which is happening online, 28th May to 1st June.
Online.
Online.
Okay. So if you do Sayama, you start getting access to the subtle world, the world of lights. What else? Now, anything else? Because there is so much to share from the book. I just want everybody to start reading it. How my journey started is very interesting. Like we were told that read this book. Then I got the book after 1.5 years, 2 years. And then what happened? I used to go, I was still in business. Now I'm not in business. My full-time responsibility is teaching, meditation, wisdom, traveling. So that time I was still in business. So I will travel to other cities when my master will be there in cities. So whenever I go, what he will do, he will make someone to read and he will just sit and everybody slowly starts to get into meditation, very deep. 100 people, everyone is sitting meditating. So then when I came back, I started doing the same thing. Like we meet every day, no? So somebody will read and slowly you'll see everybody is meditating for half an hour, 40 minutes. One person is reading, and everybody very deep into meditation. And many that those days, Yes Plus was very active. So many youngsters will come and then slowly they started saying that sometimes I will say something because when you meditate, things will suddenly click to you. So they started telling me, why don't you start talking on yoga, Vasistha? I said, it's such a thing I can never imagine. But two boys I remember specifically, one has become art of living teacher also now. So they kept persistently telling me. And then one day I was with Gurudev. I said, Gurudev, he said, yes, yes. And from that day, all the miracles start happening. I don't know from where I get all the things. And then so such deep experiences will happen. So reading the book is very important, and reading the book and meditating, both. Then the subtle meaning will become more and more clear. Like he says now, there are 4 gatekeepers of liberation. One is called satsang, one is inquiry, one is contentment. What is the 4th one? Self. No, not self. Now we have moved past self-effort. Satsang, inquiry, contentment. Inquiry, I will share what is inquiry. And good company. Good company, contentment, spirit of inquiry, and self-control. Sorry. Satsang, I said, satsang is good company, self-control. And then he says, I mean, I can explain everything in detail. You can do your own thinking. The most important point, he says, listen, you, because the disciple, he's talking to his disciple is very young, only 16, 17. He says, it's not possible that you will be interested in all the 4 at the same time. But out of the 4, at least one will be very appealing to you, naturally very appealing to you. So hold on to that. Hold on to that like how? As if your life is dependent on that. Everything in life goes away, but you never leave that. Then what will happen? It will start working and every other 3 will start working for you. They will come to you also. Like we have in art of living what? We have sadhana, seva, satsang and knowledge. So naturally, if you will see, no, not, for example, I was interested only in sadhana because that made sense to me. Nothing else was making sense to me. But when I got myself into sadhana, I will not drop my sadhana no matter what happens. Sometimes even like my mom will say, like once what happened, no, my ankle got twisted. Has this happened too? I think everybody, huh? And how beautiful the experience it is, no? And modern science has developed so much, but still no treatment for that. No, you just take painkillers. That's it. Maybe some ointment, but it doesn't help. So I stopped going to my business also, but every day I will do in the morning, and then again I will start limping. So my mom was keep saying after 3-4 days, she said, it's very good. Everything stops for you, but your sadhana will continue to happen. And then I could not tell her because this is the only thing that is making sense to me. You understand? This is how when you stick to any one thing, everything else will start coming to you. So he said, just look what is more naturally more appealing to you and hold on to that. And then everything will work for you. It may take some time, it's okay. I started going for satsang. Satsang means singing sessions, singing bhajans, meditating. Then I started going for service activities. Knowledge started making sense to me. And now I am talking on knowledge. Imagine. It was not making sense. This is how life changes. So just remember self-control, contentment, good company, spirit of inquiry, anything you can hold on to. And again I'm repeating, like as if your whole life is depending on that thing. Nothing in this life comes before this thing. It may appear that you are very rigid, but that has to be there. Good, no? This book is absolutely magical. Maybe other time we will talk more some things, like science is developing very fast, so it is bringing lots of things which make sense in the book now more because science is also talking. Otherwise you can also search, maybe you will find some video also, what will happen if you can move at the speed of life more than the speed of light. Sometime search, ask maybe AI, and then you will see, then a lot of things in the book will make sense. But for that again, like Sayama will help a lot. Otherwise, if you don't know what will happen if you are moving faster than light or at the speed of light, what is written in the book, it will not make sense. What is he writing? What he is talking about? Like once he says that he went to a planet which has 32 suns in the sky. There is a planet where in the daytime you cannot see anything. You see things only in the night time. Now, it seems like, what is he talking about? How is it possible? But there are worlds like that. Ancient people had access. We were there in Berlin, Siemens Institute, Gurudev, when Gurudev, the last public talk he gave. In that he mentioned that ancient people had discovered 249 solar systems. And then they said, beyond that, there is much more. Imagine we know only one solar system. Ancient people knew 249 solar systems. That's why till you know, till you open your mind to such things, now these things, it's very clearly written. He is experiencing this. There are 32 suns. What? How is it possible? But he had traveled to do other. How? Sayama, simple. You do Sayama and you travel. Now don't think that after Sayama you will start traveling. That master has to initiate you into that. It doesn't happen like this. Yes, we'll meditate. 10:15. Take a break, everybody who wants. There is a washroom. Left, left, and left. Drink some water. Eyes closed. Back straight. Shoulders are relaxed. Both hands in a comfortable position. And a soft, gentle smile. Take a long and deep breath. Breathe out. Relax your whole body. Become aware of your body. Observe how your body is feeling right now. Take another breath in. Breathe out. This body is a beautiful gift of nature. Have love and respect for your own body. Breathe in again and breathe out. Become aware of the rhythm of the breath. However it is, just observe. Do not let a single breath pass without you noticing it. Breath is happening by itself. There is some power, some intelligence by which it is happening. Become aware of the intelligence. The same intelligence is everywhere. We are in the intelligence. We are the intelligence. Relax. Dropping all your efforts. Relax. Breathe in again. Breathe out and relax more and more. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a breath in, breathe out. Become aware of your body, surroundings, and slowly, gradually, you may open your eyes.